everyone, and welcome to Soul Staining. My name is Beth, and I was taken to a bookstore for Christmas. So one of the big parts, or the big part of my Christmas present from my parents, was that they took me to Half Price Books, and then when Half Price Books didn't really have what I wanted, they took me to Barnes and Noble. They gave me about $30 to spend, so they were like, "Here, you can get a book or two from the sale pile or something with this, and have some time to look around." And then I wound up spending more than what they gave me by a lot. But they did warn me in advance that this was part of my Christmas, so I've been saving up for a few weeks, making sure I had that extra money on my credit card. Like, I didn't go get extra sodas and things for the last few weeks. I let it build up because I knew this was going to happen. So I got a few things. The non-book item that I got was I got a couple of the half-priced books lapel pins. This is the writer pack, and it's got an editing button, a tell your story button, an ampersand, and an am writing. I also got a set of reading buttons that say I love big books, and then one that's book pages and a heart. But I've dropped them and I can't seem to find where they went, so they're probably under the hotel bed. The books I got at this half price book store were kind of disappointing, but that's fine. Elena got 3 books. She got the Barefoot Book of Animal Tales from Around the World, retold by Naomi Adler, illustrated by Amanda Hall, and it has Storytime CDs. It's very nicely put together, and she and I decided that we were going to read this together and then take it to the classroom for Tyree time and allow the kids in the elementary to listen to these tales during off days, things of that nature. So we thought it might be educational for them. That's what she said anyway. Then she also got 2 Rainbow Magic books by Daisy Meadows. Daisy Meadows writes these Rainbow Magic series, and there are multiple kind of subsets of these. I don't remember how many different ones there are, but this is from the Magical Animal Fairies subset, and it is Leona the Unicorn Fairy. And then this one is from the Weather Fairy, maybe? Rainbow Magic Special Edition, Gabriella the Snow Kingdom Fairy. So yeah, and then there's all sorts of other pet fairies and fairy tale fairies. There's all sorts of them. And so far we have loved all of them. And you can read the different books in a series out of order if you need to. So they didn't have books 1 through 5, but this is book 6. We figured we'd be fine reading that, or she figured we'd be fine, and I said, all right, it's $1, I'll get it for you. All right, then I got Pride and Prejudice and Kitties. I own so many different, I own 3 or 4 copies of Pride and Prejudice because they're in different editions, and then I own Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. No, I own Pride and Prejudice and Kitties. Anyway, it has little cat memes. The story's retold as if they are cats, and it makes me smile, so I got it. And then finally, from Half Price Books, I got Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell in the mint green edition. And I'm not going to lie, I would not have purchased this if it wasn't the mint green edition. I love this book, but the entire reason I bought a physical copy is because I love the mint green edition and I love the end pages. All right, and then from Barnes & Noble, I got 3 crochet books. I've been crocheting a lot more lately. So, I've been crocheting since I was 6, but I've been crocheting a lot different things a lot more lately. So I got the Design Your Own Crochet Projects Magic Formulas for creating custom scarves, cowls, hats, socks, mittens, and gloves. This just helps you decide how big you want something to be um, things of that nature. And it has a couple of different patterns that you can kind of jump off from, use them as starting points. Then I also got Unicorns, Dragons, and More Fantasy Amigurumi, which are the little crocheted stuffed animals. I just thought this looked awesome, so I picked it up. There's not much else to say about it. There's like a tooth fairy and a water fairy and a dragon and a reindeer. I got it. I thought it was cute. And then I got top down crochet sweaters. And this is by Dora Orenstein. And it's just several different kinds of sweaters, pullovers, just cute things I thought that I would enjoy crocheting and creating for myself, for my child, for my mother, for my friends. I wanted it, so I got it. So there. And then I got a few novels. I got the second book in the Nevermore series, which is Wondersmith, The Culling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. If you have not read the first book, which was obviously Nevermore, you should read that. And then I got the next 3 books in a series. So I own books 1, 2, and 3, and I got books 4, 5, and 6 of Skullduggery Pleasant. Book 4 is Dark Days. Book 5 is Mortal Coil. And book 6 is Deathbringer. And I love these covers. Like I said, I own the first 3 books in the series. I love them. I've read them multiple times. And I was finally able to find book 4. And they had 5 and 6 as well. So I just snatched them all up. And then finally, I got Soulless by Gail Carriger. This is a signed edition of Soulless. And it is also an illustrated edition of Soulless. And Gail Carriger is one of my favorite authors. I just love this entire series. She's great. I follow her on Instagram, follow her on YouTube. I read everything I can of hers. And when I saw that they had this signed edition, I snatched it up. It is the first in the series, and it's all about, I believe her name is Alexa, maybe? And she is soulless. Alexia. She is soulless, which means that she can touch a paranormal and she turns them into human. And it's a lot of fun. She falls in love. There are shenanigans. It's great. You should check it out, definitely. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'm not going to try to hold up all that madness. But I hope that you will let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about, or if you want to read any of the books I talked about. If you'd like to do a buddy read with one of them, let me know. And let me know what your thoughts are on them if you have read them or when you get done reading them. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.